Hi guys, welcome to another audio video, and I'll be reading Numbers 24 of the King James Version Bible. And it reads, And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not, as at other times, to seek for enchantments, but he set his face towards the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes. And the Spirit of God came upon him, and he took up his parable, and said, Balaam the son of Beor hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of God, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. O goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. As the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the river's side, as the trees of aloes, which the Lord hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. God brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of an unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones, and pierce them through with his arrows. He lay down as a lion, and as a great lion, who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together. And Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times. Therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Lord hath kept thee back from honor. And Balaam said unto Balak, Speak I not also to thy messengers, which thou sentest unto me, saying, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Lord, to do either good or bad of mine own mind. But what the Lord saith, that will I speak. And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. And he took up his parable, and said, Balaam the son of Beor hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of God, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he took on Amalek, he took up his parable, and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And he looked on the Kenites, and took up his parable, and said, Strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenite shall be wasted until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable and said, Alas, who shall live when God doeth this? All ships shall come from the coast of Shittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way. Alright guys, here we see where God has actually restored the strength of Balaam by speaking through him. Because if you recall, it had said that God, the Spirit of God, came upon Balaam. And when the Spirit of God came upon Balaam, he spoke through him. So you see, the Lord will actually strengthen us through everything we're doing. Yes, his heart was open and he was making sacrifices because he wanted God to act on his behalf and to allow him to say unto Balak, okay, we can go and smite the children of Israel. But God did not allow that to happen. That was not God's will. And God had told him. But because of all that he saw, he wanted to be blessed by Balak. He wanted all that. He had, in the initial stages, said that he did not want it. But, well, I guess as human beings, thinking about it, he started pondering on it and saying, oh, I can be so rich. You know, I can definitely be great. Shall God not want this for me? You know, and he offered up offerings, hoping that God would say something else. But he did not. God did not. Right? So, what happened was that Balaam offered up the sacrifices unto God, hoping to please him. And when he saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he did not go any further. He did not go any further. In the previous chapter at the end, it had said that he brought him to another place, right? But what happened here is that he had offered up sacrifices unto God, hoping that God will turn against the children of Israel. And he saw that when he actually blessed the children of Israel, as when he offered up his sacrifices, even though he wanted God to let him be blessed through smiting the children of Israel and offering these sacrifices up to God so that he would allow him to, right? He saw that it pleased God whenever he actually blessed them. Instead, he did not actually fall prey to the desires that he had in his heart. And what happened is that God saw that as being something, see that as him fighting his battle internally, and so he himself made manifest himself through him to strengthen him. Because when the Spirit of God is with you, you're strengthened, you're empowered. And so the Spirit of God empowered him so that he will not actually fall prey to the desires of the heart, because the flesh that we're living in always has a desire of its own, and its desire is to sin. Sorry to say it to you, but that's its desire. And so that's why the Bible always says to us, we should walk in the Spirit, okay? And we should slay self continually and slay the flesh continually, because those that are of God walk not in the flesh, but they defy the flesh and they walk in the Spirit. Okay, Romans, all throughout the New Testament and even in the Old Testament, that is something that is reiterated. Okay, guys, and that's what we ought to do. We see where Balaam actually protected his heart. He was protecting himself internally because he saw that it pleased God to bless the people, and God would not turn on his word. And so he guarded his heart, and God strengthened him so that he'd be able to keep his word and stay on the path that God had set him on. And God will most definitely do that for you also. If you guard your heart, if you guard all your internal members, he will most definitely protect you from all external battles, all external trials that you will face. He'll definitely protect you so long as you guard yourself from all the internal battles that there are. Alright guys, so those are my few words to you. Guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification so you're alerted to whenever a new video is posted. And guys, don't forget to leave your comments, your thoughts, your revelations down below in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Okay, let's grow together in Christ. Have yourselves a blessed day. Bye.